Cosmic alternative music. Yola Tango. Fade.
Yola Tengo are great. Hoboken's finest trio and Indie's most grounded group have been around for going on 30 years now, and for over 20 of those years they've been nothing short of excellent. Their 13th album, Fade, sees them return without the recent hype of their more dysfunctional peers from the early 90s, and without a reunion tour or comeback album to back them up. There's no need for any of this with Yola Tengo, as their ability as a band to keep us guessing what they'll do next, along with their unique and ever-changing songwriting style, consistently wins new fans and keeps their older fans extremely happy. Unlikely as it may seem, they've emerged as the sole survivors and flag bearers from that early 90s scene. This may be down to the fact that they've had roughly the same lineup since they began, and that their foundations are strongly built on husband and wife team of Ira Kaplan and Georgia Hubley. Whether they're recording sweet melodies, their own brand of shoegaze or krautrock, or even creating brain-melting jam explosions, no other band of recent times has recorded so many different styles to such a high standard. So it seems at odds to suggest that a group with such a diverse back catalogue of songs can also be tagged as consistent and reliable. For Fade, they've enlisted producer John McIntyre, who engineers most of the recordings for his own bands, which include Tortoise, and who's worked with pretty much everyone, including Teenage Fanclub, Bright Eyes, Jim O'Rourke, and Smog. The band itself have admitted to reining in its more experimental sounds, and there's no doubt that this latest Matador release has a more classic feel to it than anything else they've done in the last 10 years. It's as if Yola Tengo are finally happy being Yola Tengo. The trademark gentle feedback and fuzzy atmosphere is all there, but the instrumental accompaniments are bolder and crisper, which adds a freshness to the familiarity. Coming in at 45 minutes in length, the 10 songs would make excellent standalone tracks, but they come together to create a long player which flows effortlessly. The wonderful Om is as close to an anthem as you'll ever get from them, with its looping drone, soaring vocals and guitar solo. Paddle Forward has a distorted, feel-good vibe for sunny Sunday afternoons. There's vintage picking, warm synths and whispered secrets on I'll Be Around, and a late-night soundscape to the bleak but comforting Saturday. We finish off with Before We Run, which begins with a gentle drum pattern and increasingly introduces triumphant horns and strings to a couple's private conversation. This is made all the more colourful due to the subtle nature of the previous few tracks. It's only January, but I doubt we'll hear a cooler record all year. Yola Tengo have a natural way of taking something delightfully recognisable and warping it just enough to make it extremely contemporary and relevant. Fade is the most assured album they've recorded for some time, and it's a reminder to all the young pretenders out there that Yola Tengo are still around and as good as they've ever been. The first line of the album states, "Sometimes the bad guys come out on top, sometimes the good guys lose, but not this time." We've given this a rating of 83 out of a possible 100. Fade is available now on Matador Records, and it comes highly recommended.
CosmicAlternativeMusic.com